Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, this is Daybreak Africa, reaching you from Kaftan Television. I am Kareen, Edet. So today we'll be looking at adopting greater opportunity to involve women in constitution building process. We know that women's involvement in governance over the time has been an itching issue, but thank God to time that some amendments have been done to incorporate women into politics. So I don't talk much. In the studio is Aderonke Ogunlade. She's a girl child advocate, and we trust that she will do justice to today's topic. Good to have you join us, ma'am.
Welcome on Daybreak Africa.
Good morning.
Good morning once again. It's straight. The thing is, I notice countries like Iran, Iraq tend to have a little female participation when it comes to constitutional participation. I want to believe it's quite different here in Nigeria. Although, of course, we have people believing when it comes to participation, even in our country, we still have certain discrepancies and here and there. But generally, what's your take as to countries that tend to I use this word respectfully, a little bit neglect the female folks from, constitutional participation per se?
You know, we already have it right from time that we'll be battling with gender inequality here and there, and it is also part of this. It all emanates from the constitutional building process. The women, they be left behind when it comes to the aspect of the law. And when we want to talk about constitution, it is about a certain law governing some certain set of people, not only one people, not only one gender in that people in that state, in that country as a large. So I think, it has been right from, it occurs from the traditional aspect. Everything that started maybe into the governance, it started from the traditional and the cultural life of the people. Traditionally, the women are behind. Culturally, they are also behind. So I think they've extended this into the constitutional building process. When the cultures and the tradition of a certain set of people doesn't recognize women, so I think it will extend to the constitutional process. So it doesn't just start it is not the fault is not from the governors, it's not from the government, it's not from the people who build that constitution for certain people. It started from their cultural belief and their traditional practices. So when they are not recognized traditionally, socially, culturally, I think it will extend to the constitutional process of that certain area. So before we can tackle the area of constitution, we have to take it from the crash, from the source where it started, from where we live. Should I say from the family, from the street, from the society, before it gets to the last stage, which is the government.
Now, in Nigeria, we tend to criticize, should I say every administration, every 8 years, or should I say every 4 years now, we tend to criticize the level of female participation. And we know for a fact our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, actually spoke about female participation in his administration. But nonetheless, comparing Nigeria with other countries, like I mentioned, Iraq, and the rest, we tend to do better. But why do we always end up criticizing ourselves as if we are not exactly doing enough when it comes to female participation? Because I think to some extent we tend to actually let everyone participate, the youth, the female, the men, experience or inexperience. We tend to actually give that open arms. But nonetheless, why are we always criticized for exactly not leaving room for that?
Like I said earlier on, that it doesn't just started from them. We started it from our hand. Like recently, you said Tinubu, I think maybe it should be around last month, the young lady, 400 level student, that very young lady. When I listen to people outside, the way they talk, that small girl, how did she go there? That is where it all started from. We tend to criticize ourselves because of the grievances we have against ourselves. And apart from grievances, that you may not have the strength to participate in politics. You may not have the charisma. You may not have the intellect. You may not be intelligent to that. We have a different makeup and capacity and what we can do. So if you see someone, a woman, a lady that is doing better in that aspect, I think we should come together and give her full support. And with time when we tend to give people who can do it better a full support, the people not even the men this time around. Even men are agitated for us to become who we want to be, but it is not left to us criticizing ourselves just because of the grievances, just because of your own belief, just because of you don't have the capacity. You know, somewhere just wake up, look at her now, well, a woman, what is she doing in politics? Has she taking care of her husband and children at home? It is none of your business.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you. Probably out of curiosity, for those who may want to know, you know, why would we say it is really necessary for women to be involved in politics? I'm just asking this for those who might be curious, because some persons don't see it necessary because they're not done taking care of their home, just as you said, and they want to, you know, go into politics. So why would it be really, really necessary for women?
It is very, very necessary because, you know, when men are representing men over there, women should also have their own representatives. We have where our shoes are hot, paining us. We have where we are passing through a lot, and we need people who can express our feelings. Like, one thing we'll be discussing right from time within us, that it could be very, very necessary if we can have it in the constitution that certain provisions should be made for girl child in some areas, like maybe footing their menstrual bank. They should have free menstrual pad in their banks in various schools. Men cannot just do this for us, because they don't buy. It is we mothers that know how much we spend on pad for our children, our girls, monthly and yearly. Apart from that, they have a lot of things that they should have, like the issue of rape happening to them out there, the way they just take it with a levity. And I think if women are really involved, they know the pain they pass through. They are the one who carry pregnancy for 9 months, even above 9 months at times, going into labor, the pains they have, what they need, what they lack, what they don't have in essence. I think if they are included, they will know what they should do for their fellow women and for their girl child who are at home and out there that they are lacking. So we need them. Women are needed. And apart from that, again, they will also be a support to the men. You know, they call us the weaker vessel, but we are loaded with ideas. We are loaded with so many things beneficiary to the society. We have a lot of ideas that when we give out to men, it will be so benefit to the country and even to everyone around us. So we have a lot of ideas in us that we can give to the men out there. The same way we plan our home, the same way the country need a planner, a supporter, a helpmate that, okay, let's do it this way, okay, if we do it this way, it's going to be better. Not men and men again discussing what would they offer. They can't really think.
Okay.
No, it's not they don't offer anything, but they can't go to some extra miles. The way we see father, the way we think ahead, men doesn't have that side. You know, Mr. Ezekiel, you don't have to be angry with me.
No, I'm not. I only feel attacked right now.
No, you are not good. Okay, so she said something about ideas and women being supporters and some things they can do. I mean, in the 21st century, you hear people say that women, of course, it can't be all women, most women, their attitude at home. So I know I'm a woman, but, you know, we hear complaints of bad attitudes at home that might, or that is likely to implicate the society if they are to assume, yes. So, you know, because I think probably maybe we are our own problem. So in that case, what would you say of some of those women whose attitude to a greater extent is what is influencing why women can't
go into?
Yes, exactly.
I will disagree with you on that. Are we the only gender that has bad attitude?
But
the men have bad attitude.
It seems we are more out.
No.
Okay.
That is why I said we criticize ourselves. Some attitude of men at home. Oh, if there should be a baby, you will take a cane and flog the hell out of them.
You will agree with me. You agree with me. The level of female sensitivity is more than the man. The man tends to curtail his emotion, unlike the female. You definitely agree with me on that.
Yes, but that is correcting what she said. That maybe her attitude. It is not being wicked though. That is why I said when some men react at home, we should take cane and flog the hell out of them. The same thing. So we agree with you on the aspect of emotion, and that is why I'm saying let the women get involved into that.
Now with
emotional
that firebrand sort of emotion in the way. That inability to actually curtail emotion. Don't you think giving maybe certain women certain position, it's more like adding fuel to fire?
No,
Because sometimes the position could be very overwhelming.
Exactly.
You could need a different approach, but with the ladies, you could just end up throwing a tantrum and then you.
And that is why
I'm not saying all the ladies, and I say this respectfully. I'm just on the general note.
And that is why that is why we are trying, and we'll be doing it on how to give our girls trainings on emotional intelligence. Our emotions can be managed, and that is one of the reasons why we still have to be in politics. When something happen, or hey, get child has been raped, they brought the case, man just say, go and take care of her. But the way woman we handle it, hey, you've killed her or what? With that, it will make that matter so big and something that needed to be attended to.
More like using sentiment to make your judge. More like using sentiment to make a judgment.
The way that woman will react, so it will prompt a thorough investigation into that matter. But when the man is involved, hey, what happened? Hey, take her to the hospital and take care of her. Before you know it, the matter will just die under the.
All right. Like I said earlier, Tinubu administration came up with a brilliant idea to let women participate in politics, and considering his appointment, not many women were actually content with the level of female participation in his government. What's your take on that? Is it that maybe there is especially again, is there bias, or maybe he didn't really find some women fit for certain positions? What do you think of this?
Some women are fit for some certain position, but you see the problem on ground does not make them to emerge as a leader. Like how we say, okay, when I said I'm going into politics today, I want my voice to be heard. I can see people around me that would discourage me. Firstly, they will ask me, am I financially capable? They are going to ask me. And when you see women supporting women, it is not in 100 folds. And that is why I'm saying this morning that let us support ourselves. Okay, we want to go into politics. You don't have enough money. We can rally around ourselves and support ourselves. In that regard, we ask you, are you financially capable? And that's what we tell you that, how will you cope with your marriage? How will you cope with your children, your husband? And usually when you have your husband that is not supportive, it's not going to give you a free hand to go and join politics. Thirdly, your family background, maybe your parents, you want to backslide. Because when they see women in politics, she has backslide from her faith. Do you ask men, maybe have they backslide? But women, they will ask, don't you know women out there, they are used to prostitution. They believe that we can't achieve anything without placing our back on the ground for a man, which is a lie. I can attain a position of greatness without sleeping around with men. Once I know what I'm doing, once I'm intelligent, my intellectual memory is there, and I can do a lot, so I don't need to sleep around with men for any certain position. But that is what they believe in us. So as a result of this, most women don't want to be bad male. They don't want to have a black name. They don't want to blackmail. They don't want people to see them as a prostitute going into politics. That is what they believe out there. As a woman in politics, you sleep around with men.
And with that being said, what's still your take on the participation of female in this present administration?
We have them, they are fully represented, but the percentage is still very low. We need them more. We need more. And that is why I'm saying all those barriers that are there, we should try to nullify it and cancel it. Let's just come together and we can still do better.
So I think when you spoke about barriers and nullification, you were more laying foundations as to politics. What happens to other sectors per se? Don't you have dominant women in other sectors
like the construction
sectors? and all that? It's more like you're too particular as to politics. I mean, if you're well grounded in a particular sector, say for example Okonjo-Iweala, she's not exactly a politician, but she's grounded in her sphere of influence. And once upon a time, she was once our minister, and I know that. So it mustn't exactly be politics. So what happens if women actually tend to have dominance in their
careers? Yes, we can do it, and I think women out there, they can have dominance in any of their choosing career. And that is why I said it earlier on, that it is the main source, which is the traditional societal and cultural belief. When you tend to strive We have people who want to strive in their career. But people will immediately remind you that you have a family. Have you come to this world to live for a family, to born alone, to have a husband that you keep on saying good morning, good afternoon, good night every time? You have a life of your own. Okonjo-Iweala she has a supportive husband. There's a day I went through her profile. You know, when you have a man who is fully dependent on his mind, who is capable of building a woman that both of you will both stand together and, oh, this is my wife, compared to a man that maybe he will just wake up one day and just look at you that, oh, I wish you never arrive at this point of your life. So it is still the same thing. You can be great in your choosing career. Don't look at the societal norms, the cultural values, and the tradition.
To be honest, I don't think our society or our culture, present culture and society tend to oppress women, if you ask me on a personal note at this point. I think we tend to encourage women. Now, there is not a home where the family believe in education, where they tend to actually maybe sponsor the boy and let the girl be at home or in the kitchen. I really haven't seen such situation. Even in schools, it's more like the highest percentage is the female. And I think a female these days are very exposed. They know what they want. They want to be champions. You know, the women in power talk and all that. They were doing it just every day. So I'm not really convinced when you talk about society and culture, particularly our present day society. Oh, come on, this is, they call it the Gen Z era now. Oh, come on now.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, and I also disagree with you on that. Although the society, girls are educated now, it is almost all on the surface. Yes, they started dearly, oh, I want to be, but to get to a time, oh, that norms will just dwindle your strength and the power in you that I want to become. So it is not society. Is it not people that are in the society?
Nothing comes easy. You must believe that. Nothing comes easy. Not even for the boy child. You know, it's more like there's this belief. It's more like it's been set on a platter of good for the boy. You know, you're a guy. Oh, good. You're a man. Have it. It doesn't work that way. Men struggle. Men cry. So I don't. Yeah, if you want equality, you should actually bear the labor that actually comes with equality.
And how do we arrive at it as a woman that wanted to strive in her career, that she went to an office, okay, I'm applying for this, and they'll be asking him that, what do you have to offer? That is some limitation to some women in going far in their career in life and in attaining some certain position. So that is why most women, they just, a country is not called a country without a people inside it. It is the people they are the people called society. They are the one that with that power and that strength, morale in you, that will just bring you down. When some people are giving you encouragement, some people will be reminding you that, oh, if you want to go far in life, go. And what can I come by? They will sleep with you. And you, when you don't have that capacity, it is not everybody that has a strong-willed mind. When you think about it, and you've had the use of two people telling you to bring your back, my brother, you will calm down.
So still on that, so what do you think are some of the strategies that could be adopted to influence women participation in most of these positions in the nation?
All we need to do is that every society should change their orientation. It starts from the home. Most parents see encourage their child, although that is why I say it's mainly on surfaces, most of those advice. Some parents still believe that as a woman, you should take care of your family is number one, and which I agree with that. Your family is number one, then your career, your life. No man is ready to stand beside a woman who has nothing to offer in the society. So as you are building your home, build your career, be strong. And as women generally outside, we have to support ourselves. A tree doesn't make a forest. If you want to be great in life, you can't just stand alone and be great. So try to bring connection, form a connection, a group, not group of maybe Ashwebi or whatsoever. That is what most of them do. So come together, have an agenda, want to build, want to have careers, so just try to strategize, build some group of people, develop girls that are just coming up. When you try to develop them, giving them some teachings, some seminar, giving them knowledge, you are building their capacity. You know, with time, as they grow with that knowledge, they will become great. With one mind, we try to achieve some things in life. So let's build capacity. Let's have equal mind. That okay, we want you to do this, we will support it. Don't criticize anybody. Like you said, it is not in politics alone. Career is there. Even religiously, you can become great religious wise. If it is in your career, you can become a professor of so you'll be fine, and everybody will be okay. So we just have to have a unity.
No,
As
I'm just being curious. I mean, you said something about changing our mentality towards. Don't you think this worm has eaten so deep into us that it might seem a bit difficult to change? Because I mean, today we still see that. Imagine two ladies living in a room, and I mean they are fighting each other because of one problem. Then, let alone politics. Don't you think that worm of discrimination has so eaten deep into one's flesh that that mentality may not necessarily? Because I mean, like he said about the present administration, we saw the ministerial lists. I mean, there was no lady there.
There was actually.
There was okay,
considered to
finally,
be
okay, but not
low percentage.
exactly. So, I mean, what can you say about this?
What we need to do, we can change our mentality, we can change our orientation, and that is why I'm saying train up a child. Let's start. These people that they don't really have in mind now, a girl of maybe 10 years, 15 years, they've not gotten an agenda. We can start grooming them up, changing their orientation, giving them a new brand teachings that will change the world of a woman. So, and when they tend to adhere to that kind of teaching, then we extend it to people at home. Like I am now, I still teach my mom a lot. Oh, mom, this is how it should be. It shouldn't be this way. You don't live your life for a man. You live your life for your people, for people around you. Okay, if you are only beneficiary to your husband, what about people around you that are dying? What about people around you that they need you? But you only been there for a family. You go home, you cook, you wash play, you take care of your children. What of people around you? You are into medical line. People need you in health line. You need to make research, study more to come across some solution to some chronic things. Try to bring solution to people around you. So our mentality, our orientation can still be changed. It is never too late to bring change to our world. People need us, not that family alone. We mustn't die as a family woman. And the men out there too, they should be supportive to their girl child at home. I want you to be this. It is not only Benjamin that will become a professor. I want you to be this. It is not only Martin that will be a governor. Try to do this, and let's try to change our orientation generally. That woman has come to live for a family only. The orientation can still be wiped off. Maybe we should format the brain and bring another set of things again, so that we won't just die as a woman. Oh, the woman died. Nothing is added to that woman. Nothing is inclusive. Then we have people around there. When you are involved into politics, for instance, you know what we need. You will be able to agitate for our rights.
Yes.
And we'll be free. Is that not a solution to the world?
Of course.
You are a fertility medical expertise. Women are out there looking for the fruit of the womb, and you are an expertise. Your man is telling you don't make research, you don't do anything. And people are dying being a barren. Try to make research, bring solution to that fertility world. You are in banking sector. Try to be recognized in any field you occupy. Let that mentality be changed. We are not to die as the woman died, not a professor. She did when reading a profile, nothing in your profile, nothing. You know, I think that is not good enough.
When you talk about having a renewed mindset, I tend to wonder, is this a renewed mindset on the basis of trying to educate the society on not oppressing women, or trying to educate the women on not being dependent on their husband? Which of the two are we talking about here exactly?
Not a woman being
dependent on her husband, or the society actually not oppressing the woman.
Even right now, the society cannot really oppress us if we really know what we are doing. And at the same time, a woman should not be dependent on the husband. You have to have what you are doing. And if you have to look at it, we have a set of women these days that they even do better than their husband, especially when you have a good husband, not the insecure one. You know, when you have the insecure one, as you are trying to expand your coast, trying to expand, it will bring age. You know, you are a woman in this house. You are stepping beyond. your
The thing is, while you were talking, you made mention of society and culture trying to hold the women back.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, right now, you're actually succumbing to the fact where it's probably the female mentality of being dependent on their husband. So we just, this belief of, he's my husband, he's going to take care of me, so all I do is just live back at home and maybe just do the home chores, wash the plates, and
it is not contradicting itself. What I said is society, traditional, it has been a set of things that bring sex back to women achieving their aims. And at the same time, it is that societal beliefs, that cultural belief, that believe they must live for their husband. So the two things, they work hand in hand. Not even women living that my husband will do this, my husband, we have them, we still have them. And when you are still in that category, we have moved on. We are not in that category again. When a man is buying a car, I'm also buying a car.
Okay.
Because I would tend to build myself to that level of she doesn't die as a woman, and every woman should have that mindset. So the society has already created a pillar for that, bringing setback to women. But except you don't know what you are doing in this dispensation, that the society can still stop you, because we have left that class. And if you are still in that category of depending on a man, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, a man rapper, you are still the only one in that class. We have left because the society, the country, the economic state of the country does not support that again. Your husband is bringing 10k, 20k, what will you buy with that? Giving you 100k, what will you buy with that? Nothing. So you have to stand up and take the build by the horn and take up responsibility. Be yourself, build your career. When it's being called on the radio station, Mr. Prof, so you too be answering, Dr. Mrs. Okay. Build your life, build your career. Don't let your marital life or your family background give you a setback. At the same time, the society, they would rather call you, they will even be the one to abuse you, forgetting that they gave you a sideline, that you are a married woman, you are a woman, you live for your wife. And a lot can be done these days to fit into that loophole. You can pay for a dry cleaner to do most of your things. Don't just die as a woman, and don't be lazy. Do the right thing at the right time. Take up your mat, go to your office, do the right thing at the right time. And the society is telling you, hope you did forget you are a married woman. But when they get to your house and they see that the whole house is clean, your children are in school, their hair is neatly plaited, they are putting on their, and they don't have anything to say again. And when your husband is not going to them to complain that she has gone since morning, she has went for campaign, she has gone for lectures, this is none of anybody's business. So we have left the class of a woman must die as a woman.
Truly.
Okay, so now to the nation. What more? We know that probably the nation, of course, the nation is doing more to incorporate women's participation into politics, but what more do you think the nation can do to adopt gender equity and equality when it comes to participation, not just in politics, but in other renowned sectors?
When they start it, let them be consistent with it. Not just maybe out of 15 ministers, 2 women. That one is not gender inequality. And I think part of those things that still cause all those issues is that women are not there. Now we needed someone in this, and she must have maybe a PhD. And we have no PhD in that field. We have no masters in that field. So there won't be availability of women to put in that position. So when they start now, let them start it. And I will encourage our women to try to build themselves. They should build their career life. They should get more certificates, because you can't just put a tomato woman seller in economic sector. Surely. Because you want equality. That is not done anywhere. So the government should try to encourage our women, money. They should try to introduce some free education courses so that our women can attend. Even participation in politics, it should be a course for a woman, so that they understudy some things that needed to be done. And when they try to pass through that process, I think getting to that system, there won't be any problem for them.
All right.
So the government should try to support us by introducing free courses for women, building their career, supporting their education life, and making things easier for them as a woman. Things are so expensive.
Truly. Thank you
Things
very
are so
much.
expensive.
Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Yeah,
We hope to
welcome.
see you next time on Daybreak Africa.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, we believe you heard it all. It is said the husband is the man of the house. But the truth is, we all know who runs the home. So is the woman. And well, the truth is, in every home, we always believe, and we know for a fact that women are more like the pillar. So imagine pillars from every home, coming out to really build this nation. Trust me, it's going to be one strong nation. All right, then, viewers, at this point, we're handing over to Lagos City. We have so much more for you. I remain Ezekiel. Okay.
Until next time, I'm Kareen, Edet.